What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I am just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So now that the smoke is clearing and the information is out there and all of the data is out there and all of that good shit, you can clearly see that there are people who never cared about the truth. There are people who only care about how they feel. They have already chosen sides before any of the information was given. There's no changing views with these fucking people. They don't care about facts. They don't care about evidence. They only care about their feelings. Now, I know I got some people upset because I said when it comes down to every group having trash pieces, and every group has trash pieces. Every single race has, well, the human race, every single group of the human race has trash pieces. But I said, and this made some people mad because you know how they are, when it comes down specifically to white left leaning women, and let me clarify this, if you hear me ever talking badly about women, it is not the collective, it is certain women. The most damage that is being done to Western society, Western civilizations, right, is left leaning women by far. De facto, it's not even close. In fact, any problem that you see pop up that these people like to project as the problem, but they'll never ever sit there and really get to the source of it. And ultimately, men are to blame too. White men are to blame too. And I've said this not once, I said this multiple times. Not black men, believe it or not. Blacks aren't the fault for this. Black Americans aren't the fault because we never had power to do it this way. Are there blacks committing crime by per capita and all that other shit? Sure. But when it comes down to government movement, when it comes down to changing laws, when it comes down to pushing protests and riots, white women and weak white men are the backbone of these things. In fact, as I've said before, when it came down to Black Lives Matter, the Summer of Love, when it came down to all of these people acting a fucking fool in these supposedly black communities, you had people being busted, just like this fucking person, this person that we're seeing this video right now of, right? And it's these type of people who they do shit and they're not good people. But the majority of the people that were being bussed in were white, left-leaning women and weirdo white dudes who probably want to be women. They all have this weird look in their eyes, looking like they're off the fucking hinges. They all look like they playing cat litter. Remember Moms for Antifa? I originally thought that that was bullshit and that was just like one of those optics that they use. They were always Antifa. There was never Moms for Antifa. They just happened to have fucking kids. They were always rebellious radicals. Anyway, let's get into the video just to show you what I mean by this.
Hate what's happening to it with people who frankly aren't from here coming in and telling us who should be here, and when it comes down to loving my neighbor, I'm just going to love my neighbor. So
you have a little peanut with you.
I do. This is Lola.
And why was it important for you to bring her?
Just to feel the energy of love and community, and to show people that I'm not going to let someone else intimidate me to live in a city that doesn't represent what I want it to represent. I want to be able to bring her in a place where people are saying we love our neighbors.
Says, I grew up here. It's known as a very welcoming place. Can you believe your eyes? Can you believe what you're seeing happening on the streets?
I mean, no, and also I have to, because if I don't believe it, I'm not going to take action, and I think it's important to stand up for what's right and show up the way that I would want someone to show up for me.
That's amazing. And what's your name?
I'm Molly.
Molly. Thank you, Molly. Thank you. I hope you make it back. Oh, thanks.
Now, I uploaded a video earlier about a woman who was drunk and she was trying to chase down some fucking dude and the dude was running away from her. And I said that I found that kind of funny, kind of cute in a weird way, because even though she's drunk and this is a very peculiar situation, it's not as bad as, say, a woman who's a mother bringing her kid to a fucking protest. It's one thing that you know if you step outside your house, there are dangers, and that's just something you got to live with throughout life. Anything you do, there's some type of danger. It's another thing to be a grown-ass woman and bring your child in an area where things can get fucking rowdy and it's fucking dangerous, and now you're sitting there like a deer in the headlights. Not too fucking bright, but this is the thing. What if I told you this individual is not stupid? What if I told you she's using her child as a political pawn? Believe me, if it's not her, it's multiple other women. In fact, the girl who got killed, Renee Good, with Disrupt ICE. I thought about it for a little bit and I came to the conclusion, I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner. Because there's been multiple instances of white left-leaning fucking radical women doing shit like this, getting involved with ICE agents, that could have turned badly. It just so happened Renee Good was the ringleader of her group with her lesbian girlfriend, and shit happened the way that it did. Don't want it to happen, but I'm surprised that it hasn't happened sooner at this point, with the way that they love to play these games. This woman has no reason to bring her child to a fucking protest. Talk about she wants to feel the energy. But there's thousands, probably millions of women just like this who get pregnant by some dude. Probably dude's not in the life anymore, just like Renee's Good. She had 2 kids. This is the story. I may be wrong, correct me. Renee Good had 2 kids. The guy that she was with, I don't know when it happened, but the guy died. Then she became fucking Lucy fucking, she became fucking batshit fucking crazy. And she gave up her 2 kids because she didn't want to kick out her girlfriend, who was putting burning out cigarettes on the children's fucking arms or body. Let that sit in, or let that shit sink in. Do you know how crazy that shit is? Now imagine you got multiple women having children, because it's not hard for women to get in relationships with some dude who probably doesn't have a backbone, who accept a chick like this, even with all the red flags, because they're so goddamn desperate and lonely at this point. They end up having a kid or whatever like that, or I'm not gonna even go there. But again, this woman right here is using this child as a pawn. It's disgusting to see it. Stay away from women like this. And ladies, if you know any fucking women in your circle that do stupid shit like this, you need to get away from them immediately, because they're gonna whatever, dog. Anyway, as I said, when it comes down to who has the fucking power in the United States, right? Ultimately, at the upper tops, it's white men, but the white men are at the beck and call of these fucking women. Trust me, if you want to see what real power looks at, look at how they sit there in all these countries and all these different states sit there and say they can't do nothing about the homeless problem or the illegal problem. And then look at what happened with Martha's Vineyard. I always say, if Taylor Swift was killed on October 7th in Gaza and fucking Israel and Gaza and all of that shit, Gaza would have been a parking lot overnight. There would have been nothing. There would have been no peace treaty. It would have been wraps. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
How do you feel about the fact that a U.S. citizen was murdered by ICE?
The way I feel is, I watched the video on multiple different angles.
That is not a feeling. How do you feel? Feel it here in your heart.
Okay. And like I was saying,
your immigrant mother.
Right.
Feel it in your heart.
I do.
Okay, so don't tell me what you saw or what you watched.
If someone tried to run me over,
that's
I would have done the same
feeling.
thing. I would have done the same thing.
Not
that's
a feeling.
How I feel. I feel perfectly fine.
That's not a feeling.
I feel fine. We're so used to being antagonized that it's just one of those things where you don't really entertain it. I'm having a conversation with you because we've been real respectful. That's all it is.
That's how I was trying to